an OverMark Entertainment exclusive.
And this is something I was talking to Dave a little bit about earlier, definitely not later. And it's going to be something that I worked on. This isn't a news piece or anything like that. This is just a personal opinion piece. So whether you agree with it,
op-ed, if you will.
So whether you agree with that or not, I just appreciate the time for you to check this out. And if you do, let me know. And if you don't, let me know as well. This isn't a personal attack. This is just an opinion based on facts and trends that I've seen over time. If I'm wrong, tell me why, and I'll be fucking more than happy to let you know why I agree or disagree with you. So this is titled, Why AEW All In 2025 Actually Matters If They Let It. AEW All In 2025 is shaping up to be another critically acclaimed event. The fans are hyped, the matches are stacked, and AEW's creative direction, at least on paper, feels stronger than it has in months. But here's the question that looms over it all. Will any of this actually matter in the long run? Because AEW has a serious pattern. They create huge moments, they deliver incredible matches, the fan base hails every pay-per-view as the best ever, but then what? 2 weeks later, no one's talking about it. There's no follow-through, no narrative momentum, just a new week, a new card, and the same shrinking bubble of fans. The in-ring work has never been the issue. AEW has been stacked with talent since day one, but despite having world-class matches, they haven't grown their audience. In fact, by most measurable metrics, TV ratings, ticket sales, general buzz is going the other way. The product might be better right now, but the numbers don't reflect it. Wrestling Twitter can only carry a company so far. So, AEW needs to treat All In 2025 differently. It has to mean something. They need to slow down, focus on presentation, and highlight the stakes. Promote it like it's their Super Bowl, and keep reminding fans why it was important long after the final bell rings. Not just during the show, not just for one media scrum, but for weeks later. Let this be a cultural bookmark, not just another entry in an endless catalog of forgotten classics, which makes the main event choice, baffling to me, Adam Page versus Jon Moxley. Now, Moxley has name value. He was a legitimate crossover star when AEW launched, thanks to his WWE tenure. But these days, his buzz has faded to the point where he's more meme than a main event. And Page has the unfortunate distinction of holding what many consider the most forgettable AEW world title run in company history. He's not a bad wrestler, he just doesn't move the needle. Just last week, he cut arguably the best promo of his career, genuine, emotional, well delivered, and yet during that very segment, nearly 100,000 viewers changed the channel. That was the single biggest drop-off of the entire night on that show. And that's the pattern with Adam Page. His segments lose viewers. They always have. He simply does not hold mainstream interest. This event could define AEW's future, but only if they treat it like more than a one-night pop. They need to promote it like it matters after it happens, reference it, frame future storylines around it, make it a core part of their narrative going forward, and above all else, have a real, compelling plan for whoever walks out as world champion. Not just vague momentum, not just dream matches, a direction fans can sink their teeth into, because if they don't, it'll just pass by like every other show. And then AEW will once again have the best event ever, according to their fan base, and the rest of the world still won't be watching. And that's pretty much it. What do you think, Dave?
Well, this is it's not exactly a make or break event, but
no, not at all.
It would help them take a next step in the wrestling community if they actually put on a good show here. The in-ring's going to be good. That just is what it is. But I don't know how to quantify what it is that they need to do here to.
Well, I mean, I'll highlight,
make this successful. But
I'll highlight a little bit. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So basically what I was highlighting here is the in-ring's never been a problem. The storyline, at least with Adam Page here, has been seemingly decent for a couple months now. So they got that going and everything. The problem is consistency. But overall, I think the problem is like WrestleMania, they're talking about WrestleMania 2 months after it ends sometimes. Maybe a month and a half, they're still showing stuff from it. They need to do something like that. They need to keep reminding us how big this event is. They need to keep reminding us, tell us the records after it's happened. Keep highlighting this shit. Don't just not bring it up like 2 weeks later, or even a week later. People don't they have short memories. Like every after every AEW event they have, a lot of these fans, especially recently, have been saying, "Oh, that's the best ever. That's the best ever," right? And realistically, none of them are. And if every event could be the best ever, that means the last one that you said was the best ever. Your either opinion skewed or it really wasn't even in the conversation, which is the case on almost all of these events. I don't think AEW's actually had an all-time classic event yet. Now, they've had a couple pay-per-views that have been fucking awesome match quality-wise, but when you want the whole package, they've yet to do anything like that. The in-ring's never a problem, but you have to continue the momentum and keep the main event scene after this with whoever wins. It has to be hot. It can't be boring, and they can't just throw him into a program with Adam Cole or just some random motherfucker for like a month and a half with starting right off with like, okay, we're going right off into the cage match next month. You know what I mean? They can't do the same old stuff. You have to highlight the importance, keep reviewing this for about a couple months after it happens, keep showing the footage of the match, and then people won't forget it. But if it's not important to you on the show and you don't hype it to us, why would it be important to the fans? That's all. I know that was long-winded and everything. Got anything for me, Dave?
Wasn't really long-winded. It was accurate and good description of what's going on here.
Yeah, I just want AEW to do well, and I just remember how bland Hangman's first run was and how bland Jon Moxley's current run has been. And, it's just Adam Page and Jon Moxley are just not draws, it's a proven fact. And it has been for a while, and I don't know how you could possibly build your company off either of these two guys. And it's both guys have just been used so poorly over such a long time that anybody that's already tuned out isn't going to tune back. Oh, Hangman Page is going for the title again? Like, come on, if you weren't watching, if I told you that, would you watch if that?
No, yeah, that's not going to bring me back. I'd be like, oh, fuck Hangman still?
Yeah, you'd be like, oh man, I made the right direction or decision not to watch this. And Jon Moxley is the same deal. He's probably the worst in-ring guy that's pushed at a top level in wrestling right now. He's terrible. His matches are fucking garbage. And his direction right now is just seemingly pointless. This is probably one of the worst stories of all time that he's involved in that I can remember since I've been alive. It's just pure garbage. It sucks. And then you get the Bucks involved in, and it's garbage too. But I have a feeling that Jon Moxley's going to win at the pay-per-view, and then they're going to have Darby win at the next pay-per-view after that. No, that tells you my enthusiasm for this. But I think that being said, that'll wrap up our...
An OverMark Entertainment exclusive.